everyone, and welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. So today I wanted to go over a Spanish reading with you, and the one I've chosen for you is a foundation paper from the AQA website. So this was, if you can see, 2018. So it's only a couple of years old. Now, you are allowed 45 minutes to complete this. I don't want to make this video that long, so I'm only going to do half of it. Now, this paper is divided into 3 sections. Now, you have section A, where you have to answer all the questions in English, which is the section we're going to focus on today. Then you have section B, which you'll have to answer completely in Spanish. And then you have section C, which is just a translation from Spanish into English. Now, I'm only going to do section A for you, but if you see that you're finding this video useful and you want me to do the rest of the exam for you, just leave me a comment down below and I will do that for you. Okay? So yeah, we are going to start. So this is the cover sheet, as you can see. You have your center number there, which your school will give to you, your candidate number, your surname, and your forenames. So this is the first part, and as I said, it needs to be done in English. So what's the first thing that we're going to do? We're going to read through the text really quickly. Nombre, name, apellidos, your surname. Surnames, since Spanish people tend to have 2, the mothers and the fathers. Okay. Diego es de una familia numerosa que vive en las afueras de la ciudad. Tiene 3 hermanos mayores que ya no viven en casa y una hermana, Diana, que tiene 15 años. Como muchos de sus compañeros de clase, su ambición es ser ingeniero. Y también quiere viajar mucho. Okay, so that's the first thing. You read the text and then you go down and you look at your 4 questions. So the first question says, what is Diego's family like? So what you're going to do, you're going to look for keywords. Family in Spanish, well, it looks quite similar. So we're going to go to the text and look for a word that looks like family. Let's see what we can see. There you go. Familia. There you go. Familia. There. What does it say about the family? Diego es de una familia numerosa. So what does that mean? It means that Diego's family is even though that looks like numerosa, don't put numerous. It means big, okay? Or a large family. You can put big or a large family. That's all you're supposed to do. How old is his sister? Let us have another look. Hermanos. We know that hermanos is brothers and sisters. It's not looking for that. Let's see if they are. Hermana, because it finishes in an A, so we know that's sister. Obviously, it's got a name, Diana. Que tiene 15 años. We know this is the age because we know that years is años. So 15, we're going to put, obviously you have to know your numbers in Spanish because it's written. So 15, can you remember what 15 is? Just said it. 15. So you can, if you don't know how to, well, you can put 15 or you could put en número o en número. En número en letra. En letras. Okay? To write the word down. What job does he want to do in the future? So we're going to look for verbs and nouns here. So we'll look for the word futuro. We don't have the word futuro. That's fine. We'll look for the word trabajo, which is job. We don't have that either. But obviously you would have seen that in English. So what other word do we have here to give us a clue? We have ambición, ambition. What's his ambition? Well, es ser, to be. And then here you have ingeniero. What does it look like in English? Look at it properly. an engineer, right? So that's what he would like to be in the future, an engineer. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's pretty much all there is to it. And what does he want to do? What else does he want to do? So we're going to look for what else, what else, what else. ¿Qué más? Or the keyword, which is también, also. He wants to, quiere, what does he want to do? Viajar mucho. He wants to travel a lot. So your next answer is going to be to travel. Okay, or you can put to travel a lot because he did add mucho. Okay, so that's our first part done. You're just looking for clues all the time, guys, okay? Clues all the time. The foundation paper is just really about reading and taking your time and just remembering your vocab that you saw in class. So for question 2, it says, the Spanish school has sent details of the activities for the week of your exchange. Your teachers posted them on the school intranet. And so, yeah, this section, all you need to make sure you know are the days of the week in Spanish. So even if you don't know them by now, you should know them. So you go over them. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. Domingo is not there, which is Sunday. So make sure you revise the days of the week as well. So the first question, so you have to put the days that you've got for each activity. So swimming, we're going to look for swimming. We don't have swimming. Guys, you know how I always do when I'm teaching vocab, I always do nouns and verbs. This is going to come in really handy when you're doing your reading, because obviously if you don't find a noun you're looking for, most of the time a verb will do, or vice versa. So swimming, we can't find natación, which is swimming anywhere, or nadar, which is to swim. But what we can find here is piscina, which means swimming, which is a swimming pool rather. So Thursday is what you would put in this for this answer. Basketball match. Match is partido, and basketball, if you can't remember it, just remember ball or something like that, which is balón. So we have that, lunes. So lunes is Monday. Lunes. Why have I put lunes here? So we're going to put Monday here. Okay, Monday. A lot of people do this. A lot of people put the reply in Spanish, and you won't get a mark with that for that, because you have to make sure you're doing it in English. Visit to the theme park. Visitar, which would be the same. It looks a lot like the English word. So visit, visitar, and theme park. If you don't know how to say theme park, at least you can think back to parque, which is a familiar word. So we're going to go up and look to see where we can find a theme park. So we're going to be looking for parque en algún sitio. Parque. Aquí. Un parque temático. Okay, so that is miércoles, and miércoles is, of course, Wednesday. Okay, so we're going to put Wednesday there. Okay, and theater trip. Again, trip is un viaje, and theater looks pretty much the same. You need to look for words that look quite similar in English. This is a great help for when you're doing your reading. So we're going to be looking for trip. Teatro. This word looks a lot like theatre, doesn't it? Yes? And that looks like visit. Take off the A, you've got visit. Visita al teatro. So this is what we have for number 4, Tuesday. Okay? Tuesday, remember, in English all the way. We don't want to lose marks by forgetting and writing them all in Spanish. Okay, and now we're going to go to number 3. So now we've moved over to question 3. And obviously this is got 4 pieces of advice from Mighty. You have to put the answers down here from A to H. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, as long as you put the right letters in. So it says, In a Spanish magazine, you read a professional athlete's advice about keeping fit and healthy. So it reads, para mantenerte en forma, unos consejos de Maite González. Durante mi carrera siempre he tratado de llevar una vida sana. He aquí mis consejos para los jóvenes que quieran hacerse deportistas profesionales. Punto 1. Comer alimentos variados, sobre todo fruta, verduras y proteínas. Evitar la tentación de fumar simplemente porque tus amigos lo hacen. Hacer ejercicio todos los días, incluso cuando no quieres. Last one, acostarte temprano y dormir 8 horas cada día. So what are the options? What did she mention? Does she mention getting up early? She doesn't say anything about levantar temprano, no. Does she say anything about smoking? Don't smoke. Remember, the word for smoke is fumar. Do we see anything about fumar at all? Yep, fumar. Evitar. Avoid the temptation to smoke. Fumar. Simply because your friends do it. So she mentions smoking. So I'm going to stick B here. Okay. Exercise every day. Does she say anything? Exercise. What's the word for exercise? Hacer ejercicio. Can we see it? Here. Todos los días, every day. Incluso, even when you don't want to. So yes, she mentions that also. So here, we're going to stick C. Because she does mention that. I'm sorry I'm writing a little bit crooked. Okay, does she mention eat little and often? Comer mucho y a menudo. Does she say often? Often is a menudo or con frecuencia, mucha frecuencia. She doesn't say anything about that, so we're going to leave that. Get plenty of sleep. What's the word for sleep? Dormir o acostarte. Yeah, we have acostarte temprano, which is early, y dormir 8 horas cada noche, and sleep 8 hours a day. So she does also mention that. So we're going to get plenty of sleep, which is E. We're going to stick it down here. And last one, don't take drugs. Drogas. Doesn't say anything about drogas there. So does it say anything about having a healthy, balanced diet? What's a balanced diet? You should know that one. Una dieta equilibrada. It doesn't say equilibrada, but it does say something about eating. It says eat varied food, varied diet. Above all, fruit and vegetables, protein. Well, that is pretty much saying a balanced diet, even though it didn't have the word dieta equilibrada, but it means the same. So we're going to stick G down there. Don't drink alcohol. Drink, beber. Does it have beber? It does not. It doesn't say anything about alcohol. So that's our 4 answers. Okay. B, C, E, and G. Okay. Let's go on to question 4. The text about Puerto Rico. Read what the 17th century author Carlos de Sigüenza y Góngora says about the place where he was born. The abridged extract below is taken from his novel Infortunios de Alonso Ramírez. So let's just read. Mi nombre es Alonso Ramírez y soy de San Juan, ciudad capital de Puerto Rico. Los marinos que viajan a Sudamérica paran aquí porque necesitan agua. Pero la isla es famosa principalmente porque su paisaje es muy hermoso. La isla se llama Puerto Rico a causa del oro que se encuentra aquí, aunque los habitantes son muy pobres. ¡Qué raro! So, you have to answer again in English. The first question is, according to Alonso, Why do sailors stop at the island? So, sailor, word for sailor is marineros, viajan a Sudamérica. And we're going to look for why do they stop. So the word for why, the reply will be por qué. So we're looking for por qué in the... So we see here marines. We know viajar is travel to South America. They stop, paran aquí, because they need, necesitan, they need agua. Okay, so because they need water, that's why they stop, because the word for stop is parar. Okay, paran aquí porque necesitan agua. So we're going to write here, they need water. Okay, next question. Why is the island famous? We're going to look for a word that looks like famous in English. Island looks like our island, just 2 letters shy. Pero la isla es famosa. We know that saying the island is famous, mainly, principalmente, porque su paisaje es bonito. Es hermoso, sorry. So paisaje, so is landscape, is beautiful. Landscape or scenery is beautiful. So we're going to put, you can put landscape or you could put scenery. So because the scenery is beautiful. Beautiful. Try to make it fit. Or you can write it down below. Don't do what I just did. Why is it called Puerto Rico? Why is it called Puerto Rico? So we know the island is called Puerto Rico. Remember keywords, llamar, to be called, island. So we know that that's what it's saying. The island is called Puerto Rico, rich port, because of its gold. A causa, because. See, words like this, you know, they sort of look like cause in English. Okay, picking out key things like this. Cause, because of the gold, oro, que se encuentra aquí, because of the gold that is found here. So, and to put here, because of the gold there. Okay, obviously it's got gold, so that's why it's called Puerto Rico, rich port. Why might the name Puerto Rico seem strange? Well, let's see what it says. Puerto Rico, aunque, although, los habitantes, though the people are very poor, the inhabitants are very poor. The inhabitants are very poor. Qué raro. Raro is strange. How strange? Strange because obviously it's a place where gold is found, yet the people are very poor. So that's why he finds it strange, because the inhabitants, I cannot write today, guys. Inhabitants. I'm trying to record with the camera and write at the same time, so it's a bit tricky. Lo siento. Inhabitants are very poor. Yet it's called Puerto Rico, which is translates to rich port. Okay, yeah. Vamos a seguir con número 5. Life at school. So it reads, your Spanish friend Pedro emails you about his new school. What does it say? Hola, ¿qué hay? ¿Qué tal van tus estudios? Hace un mes empecé en mi nuevo colegio. El trabajo es muy interesante, pero hay muchas reglas y encuentro difícil acostumbrarme a algunas de ellas. Hay alumnos que dicen que los profesores son horribles, pero todos me ayudan mucho y no son muy estrictos. Las instalaciones son casi perfectas en comparación con las de mi antiguo colegio. Y la única cosa que nos hace falta es la sala de estudiantes donde podamos reunirnos durante los recreos. Lo peor son los deberes porque tengo que pasar la mayor parte de la tarde haciéndolos y no siempre saco buenas notas. Un saludo, Pedro. Guys, for such a section, what I would normally do is go through and see the words that I really know and key expressions. So I would go through things like the verbs, empecé, nuevo colegio, el trabajo es muy interesante, it's very interesting, the work. Hay muchas reglas, there are lots of rules. Y lo encuentro difícil acostumbrarme, okay? I find it difficult to get used to it. Acostumbrarme is to get used to something. Okay, I would just go through it first and just see the words that look similar to words in English, like horrible, much, which is a lot, estrictos, strict, perfectas, perfect, comparación, comparison, durante, during, and so on. I will just go through and make sure that I do know, first of all, the words that look similar in English and also underline the words that I already know. Okay? Right. So the first question is asking you, how is Pedro finding life at school? Is it very difficult? Has he got used to everything very quickly, or is he having trouble settling in? So he starts off saying, where does he mention school? Mi nuevo colegio. Very good. Mentions my new school. The work is very interesting, but there are lots of rules. Y lo encuentro difícil de acostumbrarme a algunos de ellos. Okay? So what he's saying here is that he doesn't say anything about it being that difficult. Just saying, because he does say that he finds it interesting. But he says he's having some trouble settling in. He says here, encuentro difícil acostumbrarme a algunas de ellas. So he's finding it very difficult to adapt to some of the rules. Okay? So down below it says, what does he think of his teachers? And he goes on to say, what does he say about his teachers? He says, what does he say? Alumnos dicen que los profesores. So some students say that the teachers are horrible. Keyword, pero todos me ayudan mucho. They all help me a lot. Y no son muy estrictos. So they all help me a lot and they're not very strict. So out of these three, no, it's not they're horrible because that's what the friends think. They are very strict. He just said they weren't. They are very helpful and they're not very strict. So that will be your answer for that. So this goes on to the next page, but it's the same text. It's from the same text. So our facilities like his school, he doesn't say that they're old. Let's have a look again. What he said about the old school. Las instalaciones son casi perfectas, almost perfect, in comparison to my old school. The only thing that it needs, or that is lacking, hace falta, is missing, is a student room, student hall, donde podemos reunirnos. Yeah, so it's just missing one thing. It's not absolutely perfect. Doesn't say anything about being old, so it's going to be B. Okay, there's just one thing they haven't got. And the last question, what does he say about his homework? What does he say about homework? He says that homework, let's look for the word for deberes. Can we find deberes in the text? Homework. Here, deberes. Lo peor son los deberes. The worst is the homework, because tengo que pasar la mayoría del tiempo haciéndolos. He has to spend a lot of time doing them, so it takes him a long time to do it. So B would be your reply for this one. Okay, so number 6, house and home. Read the extract from Realidad, a play by Benito Pérez Galdós, and answer the questions which follow in English. So it says, estamos en una sala de la casa del señor Orozco. La sala es muy elegante. A través de la ventana hay una vista a la calle. Es de noche. Al fondo de la sala hay 3 grandes puertas. La puerta de la derecha conduce a la sala de billar y por ella se ve parte de la mesa y también se ven los movimientos de los jugadores. Al lado de esta puerta hay un mueble con una planta viva, libros, lámpara de bronce y retratos. La puerta de la izquierda comunica con el salón y por ella se ve las personas que están ahí. En el centro, entre esas dos puertas, hay otra puerta por donde entran los que vienen de fuera de la casa. Right, so let's have a look at the question. What can be seen through the window? So we're going to look for, that's the example anyway. Ventana, which is window. There is una vista de la calle, so a view of the street. You will remember this because when you're doing hotel section, we talk about vista a la playa, la montaña, vista de la calle. Okay, so you have to always relate back to other places where you've seen these words to connect the dots. But obviously that example was given to you already. So next one we have is asking you what room does the door on the right lead to? We're going to look for the door on the right. La puerta de la derecha conduce a la sala de billar. Okay, so la sala, so it's telling you what room it goes to. So what room does that go to? So it says billar, which is quite similar in English, the billiard room. The billiard room. Muy bien. Okay. Who can be seen through the door on the left? We know that the word for left is izquierda. Derecha is right. Izquierda is left. So we're going to follow down and look for where it says left. La puerta de la izquierda comunica con el salón. Por ella se puede ver las personas que entran ahí. Okay. Who can be seen through the door on the left? Through the door on the left, you can see the people coming from outside. Okay? People coming from outside. Se ve las personas que están ahí. Okay? La combina con se puede ver las personas que están ahí. Okay? So, you can see the people. The people coming from there, por ahí, from there, people coming from there. Okay, and the last question is from this section: who comes through the central door? En el centro, central, entre esas dos puertas hay otra puerta donde entran los que vienen de fuera. Where enter, los que vienen, those people who are coming from outside the house. So that you would say, people coming from outside. People coming from outside. Okay, so people coming from outside. That'd be your answer for that one. Okay, so we're going to do question 8 and then we're going to stop this video here. Otherwise we'll go on for a very long time. So, holidays. You receive this email from your Spanish friend Inés after she has come back from her holidays, and it says, Hola, ¿qué tal estás? Después de un mes fabuloso, ya hemos vuelto de nuestras vacaciones. Fuimos a un pueblo cerca de la ciudad de Almería y lo pasé estupendamente, sobre todo porque era mi primera visita ahí. Pasé mucho tiempo en la playa, claro, pero también hicimos una excursión a la ciudad y vimos el castillo y una iglesia. Qué interesante. También hubo una fiesta de flamenco en el pueblo, que a mi amiga le encantó. Por otro lado, a mí me gustaron más los bailes animados y los vestidos bonitos que llevaban las mujeres. Bueno, espero que tú también lo hayas pasado bien durante las vacaciones. Escríbeme pronto. Recuerdos de tus padres. Besos, Inés. So, look at the questions. Again, you have to write these in English. How long did Inés and her family spend on holiday? So, let's look for time. Does it say here? Después de un mes fabuloso. So, after a fabulous month. So, says here, after a fabulous month, we've returned. Hemos vuelto. So, here, how long did she spend? You're going to put 1 month. Okay, a month. Why especially did she enjoy her holiday? Okay, look and see if you can find the answer for me. Okay, what does it say? Okay, you see it? Después hemos vuelto. Lo pasé estupendamente. We went to a village close to Almeria, and I had a fantastic time. Sobre todo, above all, especially because it was my first time there. So, why especially? Because it's saying above all. Yeah. So, especially because it was her first visit there. So you're going to put it was her first visit there. So it was extra special to her. Okay, what did they see in this city? And you have to mention 2 things. So what did she see? You have to look for visita or ver. What did you see? Pasé mucho tiempo en la carretera. Hicimos una excursión. So I spent a lot of time in the beach, of course, but also we took a trip or an excursion to the city, and we saw, vimos, we saw. So it's asking you, what did they see? You look for the verb to see, ver, in plural, vimos. If it was just me on my own, it'd be vi. Vi el castillo y una iglesia. So the castle and a church. So you're going to put a castle. Remember, it doesn't matter the order here. So a church and the castle is, I think it's the castle rather than a castle. Okay, so a castle or a church. And number 4, which is the same exercise. What did Inés like about the flamenco festival? So we're going to look for in the text for flamenco. There it is, looking at us. So we're going to look for what did she like. Look for me gusta or me gustó. Look for that. Next to that. So it says, also there was a flamenco party in the village that my friend loved. Que a mi amiga le encantó. Por otro lado, a mí me gustaron más los bailes animados. So I liked even more. What I liked even more were the lively dances. Yeah? Lively dances and the pretty dresses. Okay, so the pretty dresses or, yeah, los vestidos bonitos. Yeah? So you're going to write the lively dances. So lively dances and pretty dresses. Okay, dresses or costumes either will do. Okay, guys, so this took us quite a long time to complete, but obviously you have 45 minutes to do the whole thing. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful in some way, and let me know if you do want to see the second part, section B, and I'd go through section C as also, which is just a short, translation. So yeah. Question 6, Adolfo's life. You are doing some research for a project about life in Spain, and you find this interview in a Spanish magazine. Háblenos de cuando usted era joven. Me llamo Adolfo y nací en principios de la Guerra Civil, en los años 30. Como siempre, los ricos seguían llevando una vida muy fácil, pero no fue así para nosotros. Había mucha pobreza y más de una vez pasamos hambre. Cuéntenos cómo es su vida actual. Pienso jubilarme. Jubilarme is retire. Perhaps you'd have seen that word. Pienso jubilarme dentro de unos pocos años, pero no vivo mal y mi vida es bastante tranquila. Porque desde hace 2 meses trabajo a tiempo parcial. Ya que tengo más tiempo libre, mi intención es hacerme socio de una organización ecologista. Es un grupo que va todas las semanas al campo. Ayudaremos a limpiar el río y a cuidar el bosque. Creo que lo pasaré muy bien. So, this section you'll have to put, what do you have to put here? P for something that's happened in the past, N if it's now, and F if for something that's going to happen in the future. So P for the past, N for now, and F for the future. Write the correct letter in each box. So it's asking you, for a quiet life, is it now, the past, or the future? A hard life, the same thing, and retirement, and volunteering. So we're going to have a little look. A quiet life, una vida tranquila. Where does he mention that? Vida tranquila, vida tranquila. Como siempre sería, vida muy fácil. To look to see what it actually says. Okay. Mi vida es bastante tranquila. So quiet life is mentioned in this part, which is now. So here you would put an N for now. Okay. A hard life. When did he have a hard life? Una vida difícil tiene que ser. What does it say that? Can you remember? Have a little look. Okay. Una vida. Okay. So it says here, rich people kept seguían llevando, led a very easy life, but it wasn't like that for us, implying that it was hard for them because there was a lot of poverty. And we went through hunger. Okay, we actually, más de una vez, more than once, we went hungry. So yeah, in the past, you'd put for that one, because he does mention the hard life. Obviously, anyone who's going through hunger, it's not the best life, is it? So we're going to put a P here for in the past. And retirement. What does he say about retirement? Okay. In this section, because obviously this is the past. Retirement, I explained with this word, jubilar. What does he say about jubilar? He talks about when he retires. Pienso jubilarme en pocos años, so in a few years. So that's in the future. So we're going to put the future. Obviously, it hasn't yet arrived. And volunteering. What does he say about volunteering? What does he say? Ya que tengo más tiempo libre, mi intención es hacerme. Okay, so he says, now that I have more free time, tiempo libre, mi intención es hacerme socio, says to become a member of an organization. So an ecological organization, translate is quite similar to English. It's a group que va todas las semanas al campo. Okay, so yeah, he mentions that that's volunteering, isn't it? If you're given your time, your free time, you want to become a member, so you are helping to clean the river and the forest. So yeah, volunteering in the future. Okay. So that's it for exercise 7. So yeah, we've made it to the end. Hopefully, we've all made it to the end together. So that was it. If you do wish to see the other 2 parts, section B and the translation of section C, let me know and I will do another video in a couple of days to do that. Okay, and if you want to see something else that I haven't gone over or you want to practice, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to help out. Hasta la próxima vez. If you've not already subscribed to the channel and you want to see more videos, show your support and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hasta pronto. Adiós.